people who know me in person will know that I am untidy. I don't know what it is. I've always loved stuff, and I love having a lot of stuff to do all at once. I love, sitting, watching TV, drawing, and doing a little bit of crochet on the side. I like having a lot of projects around me. And this habit is something I've managed to drag into my market world as well, where I seem to think that it's important to bring every single thing I might possibly need onto my floor, onto all my clear surfaces, and here we are. We're doing a cleaning vlog. So this is where we're at. We have a untidy space. And we are getting close to like halfway into September. By the time you see this, we'll be like halfway into September for sure. And I thought it was the perfect opportunity to do a nice and thorough tidy up of the studio, and to also do a October reset. I always feel like doing my monthly reset 2 or 3 days after the new month has started, and that is too late, and I think it's one of the reasons why I'm never on track for anything. I need to get better at running my own business, and it starts with my space. So we're gonna tidy up the space, we're gonna make it nice, and we are also going to prepare it for another upcoming video, which I'm so excited about. We're gonna be decorating the space for fall, and this is where I need your help. So please, if you have ideas, in the comment section, let me know any DIY fall crafts that I could do in order to lighten this space up for fall. Or maybe not lighten up, but you know what I mean, like decorate it nicely. I want to make garlands, I might want to crochet a blanket. Whenever I have to tidy, I start thinking about all these other things I'd rather do instead, but I'm not gonna let myself go there. So if you want to help me stay on track, please let me know in the comments like your favorite fall DIY decor idea, and I will check it out. We'll see what we can do for the video. But for this video, we're gonna be tidying, we're gonna be organizing, we're gonna be cleaning. Let's get ready for it, because otherwise we won't be able to do it. We gotta start. Also, this coffee is cold.
I went down to the city with a suitcase in my hand, looking for a better deal. I'm trying to find myself a plan, roaming around the streets, filling up some useless time. And if I'd seen her then and there, I would have asked her to be mine. Ooh, something to talk about. Ooh, someone to dream about. I'm going home alone with only trouble on my mind. I've roamed the streets 1,000 times, but a girl is hard to find. I've learned my lesson oh so well. There's only one thing I have found. When nothing else remains to do, you should just stick to your own kind.
I've made a bit of progress on the packing counter over here. We're gonna take a break on that, and I want to focus over here, over on these suitcases, because every time I have a new market, I drag all my supplies onto the floor. I want to make sure that doesn't happen in the future. Like, I want to be able to just grab my market ready kit and go. The only thing I want to have to think about bringing on the day are snacks and coffee. Hi, by the way, I feel so rude. I never introduced myself. If you're new here, hello. My name is Evie. I'm a wildlife artist, and I run an online shop where I make and sell enamel pins and other accessories and stationery. I don't make the pins myself. I design them, I choose the color codes, I coordinate production, but my manufacturer does the actual, manufacturing, and thank God for that. I do not want to be responsible for, high temperature ovens. We have so much to do. So this suitcase behind me and this tiny one, they're the ones that I brought for my last market. That was way too many products and things for that market. So what I want to do is go through it and pack this one with exactly what I will need for that market. Cool! I am getting into a rant, which means I don't want to do this, but we gotta do it. We gotta do it. I hear it's called adulting, and I need to get better at it. So this is a suitcase that I want to bring for markets. I'm just gonna check it out, see what's inside. Ooh, and I actually opened it the right way around. My tablecloth, definitely want to bring that. Extra pins, will not be bringing those. My products, I will be bringing those. And they can actually fit in here as well, so that's alright. I used to have this shelf that was like a 4-tier shelf, so that you would have like, it would be like a ladder thing to display enamel pins. Some of the pieces have broken. These shelf pieces, they still have little indents that are really good for displaying cards, and because all my products are on tiny cards, they're really good for like just displaying things in general. So I am going to keep those in my kit. I almost wish I just invested in the IKEA Scodis boards instead, like the pegboards, but it's too late now. I've invested enough money in this at the moment. Market's not bringing me in a huge profit, if I'm honest. So I'm not putting more money into it at the moment. It's gotta make its own way, and if things turn around and they turn out to be very profitable, then I will change and I might put some more investment into it. But for now, no. 4 for internally. Technically I have like 3 spare. It doesn't feel like a lot, but I guess. Tablecloth. My business cards, I might as well just keep those in here because I always forget them. I have 2 table clamps as well. I use them to clamp down the tablecloth onto my table, and sometimes I also use them to keep the grid cubes positioned if I'm doing a really tall setup. Alright, so let's see what we got. This is my suitcase that I will be bringing to markets. Wait, let me stop blocking the sun. This one over here has my grid cubes, my display shelves except one. It's got my hooks, it's got my connectors, it's got my price tags, and just this little kit, like a repair kit. And then in this other one, I've got some mystery bags, I got some paper bags, I got enamel pins in the box under here. I've got my plushies, a few extra hooks, I got my crochet plushies, like this little snowball crab, and I got a shelf under here as well. Progress has been made. Got the suitcase sorted. The next thing I want to do is sort through the bigger suitcase and just really organize it and put it back in the shed. I'm gonna spare you the boredom of watching that, but go get yourself a drink and I will make myself a drink as well. I'm gonna do a new coffee, I think. Ooh, I just remembered I have a pumpkin spiced shaken espresso with oat milk in the fridge. My boyfriend Alan, he surprised me with it this morning and I put it in there just to cool it down. Kind of forgot about it, to be honest, but now I'm gonna go get that and I'm gonna sort my suitcase. Go get yourself a snack or a drink and we'll catch up in a minute.
Another rainy afternoon, I don't know what I'm to do. I just miss you more than anything. It's way too quiet in the house, I'm just wasted on the couch, 'cause I don't wanna feel anything. Wish you'd stayed here beside me. This isn't how it's supposed to be. Wish you'd stayed here right with me. I can't shake that feeling that we said goodbye too soon.
All rested, all nourished. Hope you enjoyed your snack break. The suitcase is cleared off the table. That was so boring. I kept procrastinating, trying to like find other things to do, and eventually I had to kind of snap myself back in and be like, hey, you know, just do it. It'll literally be 5 minutes of your time. Have you ever done that? Like, if you have a 5-minute task you desperately need to do, and you end up spending like 3 or 4 hours just doing other things? One thing I was doing was browsing Pinterest on my phone. You know when you don't want to sit down on your computer and like catch yourself doing something you shouldn't be doing, like catch yourself not working. So instead you just kind of sneak out your phone and do a little bit of doom scrolling, and you end up just going for a long while. One of the things I kept procrastinating about was going to Pinterest and looking up fall decor ideas. I am so excited. I feel like fall is going to be my New Year's this year. Usually I feel like September 1st is my New Year, because that's usually when we come back from a long holiday. But this year is different. I feel like October 1st is going to be my New Year's. Maybe I should say September 30th so that I'm ready on October 1st. The next thing I want to focus on is actually right here behind me. It's this corner over here, and I want to put my heat press back. About a month ago I got gifted a heat press from LOKLiK, and I did an Instagram collaboration video with them, and I want to use it for a whole bunch of YouTube videos as well, because I love this thing. I originally, because I don't have a sublimation printer yet, I can do iron-on transfers and things like that. That's nice. But I want to make pin banners, like enamel pin display banners, and you need, with pin banners, if you haven't used them before, you need to kind of stab the pins into the banner in order to like hang them up. Yeah, this is actually the one I made. So you need to kind of stick the pins into the banner, and it looks like this on the back. When I'm using iron-on transfer, it looks really pretty until you start using the banner, because iron-on transfer is actually like a layer of like a gel style material. So when you stab a pin into the banner, it looks beautiful until you have to take it out again, and then there's a hole. Now you can get around that by using sublimation printing instead, where the colors like sublimate onto the fabric instead, like they transfer onto the fabric. So it's a lot more durable, and that's what I want. I want a sublimation printer. I don't have the finances to invest in it at the moment because, truth be told, sales are not great this year. However, it is on the plan. It's like one of the main projects that I want to explore in 2025, and I want to use the rest of 2024 to get into that stage. But because I don't have a sublimation printer, I thought, you know what, the heat press is just going to take up space in the studio when I can't use it, so I'm going to pop it in my shed. And I thought that was a good way of clearing up the space so that I could use it for other things. But it turns out, I think because I love the heat press so much, I'm like, you know, waking up early and being really nervous that my heat press is getting damaged in the shed. And then I'm sitting at night thinking, ooh, should I go and get the heat press? Is it gonna get like moist damage? Is it gonna be too humid out there? Is it gonna be too hot? Is it gonna be too cold? Are the electronic thingies inside of the press getting damaged? And how sad would that be if that was the case? If I've been gifted this beautiful machine and I'm just a few months away from being able to use it to its like full potential, and it breaks. So I changed my mind. Luckily, it's also like a beautiful piece of equipment. Aesthetically, it looks really nice over there. And I've decided I'm gonna bring it back. I don't want it to stay in the shed. I want it to stay in my studio. So I'm gonna clear this corner and we're gonna bring the heat press back. The heat press is coming back because I love it. If the heat press is in here and I'm looking at it every day, I think it's gonna keep me motivated and engaged and like determined to kind of start using it, because I look at it and I'm like, yes, I want to make pin banners, I want to make all the cool things. So I think we're gonna bring it back, we're gonna have fun, it's gonna look so pretty, and I'm excited. Let's do it.
There's a new day that will come again tomorrow. There's a new day to wash away the pain. There's a new day to take away your sorrow, and the old ways get washed out by the rain.
What do you think? It's looking alright, isn't it? I'm really excited to actually have it set up. I'm already feeling more motivated to use it. It's something that I've been thinking about since I started using the Cricut more, because right now I have it. I moved my Cricut. I don't know. Oh, I didn't tell you, did I? I moved my Cricut. I will show you in a second, so I'll turn you around in a sec. But yeah, I moved my Cricut onto my top shelf. Why don't I just do it now? There we go. I used to have my Cricut down like below here on this shelf, and I found it a bit tedious to use. And because I found it tedious to use, I would constantly look for excuses not to use it, which is a silly thing to do when you've invested in a piece of machinery that's supposed to help your business grow. And so I moved it up here to the top shelf, and right now, I mean not right now because I've put a bunch of stuff in front of it, but right now it's really easy to just open up and use. Isn't that cute? And for me, that's a very big like deal breaker. It's easy to use. It's right there. It's calibrated perfectly at the moment. Oh, my screen is switching off. Don't know if you've watched my other video where I mentioned this, but I never ever recommend you get a TV monitor as your computer monitor. Yes, it's cheaper. Yes, it's cheaper. It doesn't behave like a computer monitor. It behaves like a TV. It will switch off if you haven't clicked it in things. Yeah, do not recommend. I've taken these sketchbooks out of my shelf here because at the moment I'm not using them, and as pretty as they are, they're also in the way. So I'm going to move them out into my crafting hut in the garden where they will be safe. I'm going to see if I can make some progress on the packing station. And yeah, let's put on some music. We're probably going to listen to different things. Because I'm listening to the Jurassic Park audiobook. I will have an affiliate link for that too if you happen to want to check that out. Probably my 32nd time listening to it. You know when you've listened to something for so many times that you know it by heart? It's kind of like that, so it's a bit effortless. I find it easy to get into the groove of working if I'm listening to an audiobook I've listened to over and over again. If you already use Audible, give me some recommendations on what you're currently listening to, because I'm looking for new books. In addition to Jurassic Park, I really enjoyed The Hunger Games, The Martian, and Sharp Objects. I really like a dark thriller style thing. I think it complements my otherwise cheerful personality. I don't know. Yeah. Give me your recommendations and we'll put on some music. I'll put on some nice music for you. You don't have to listen to my dark tales. I want to find a way of having this more accessible, because I do, well actually I suppose if I stick that behind there. This is a light, by the way. It's a small USB powered filming light, because this packing station gets really dark because I don't have natural light over here. It's all the way in the back, so it gets very dark, and so I use these, but they're not the most aesthetic of things, so I'm always looking for ways of hiding them. And I think I can place this on here when I need it, and I can stick it behind here for when I don't need it. Actually, that worked out quite nicely, didn't it? I did not plan that. Lovely. All right. My little purse. It's a pattern I've been working on. Do you like it? It's a drawstring bag. Don't know why I called it a purse. It's a drawstring bag. Don't judge me, and if you work for LOKLiK and you're watching this, please don't hate me. It's only for when I don't use it. I love having plants around me. Right now it's mostly artificial plants. I did buy a few houseplants, but we'll do that after. Let's turn you around. Yay! There we go. My weekly planner I never use. Where will I put that? Maybe here. That's kind of looking nice. It's got a bit of a mark on there, which is bugging me, but it's alright. Let's see. Oh, my boyfriend started learning how to make animatronics. We're hoping to do some like cool toy projects together. And he doesn't have, like right now, because the studio is supposed to be both of our workspace, but really it's all cluttered with my products. So we're going to use one of the other rooms in the house and we're going to convert it into a workshop for him, which I'm excited about. But for now, he doesn't have space for all this stuff. So I'm going to try and find a shelf that can be his. I feel like I'm giving my new boyfriend a drawer in my apartment, whereas like in reality, we've been together for like 6 years and it's both our house.
Darling, you've got to keep holding on through the night, 'cause I promise you this: if you try to get some sleep, if you give up the fight,
Next up is my desk. I always struggle with this one because as I'm tidying the other areas, I'm putting all my crap on here. So we gotta deal with that. I think we'll start soft. I always feel better doing this, so I'm just gonna take paper out of the printer. And what is happening? There we go. It's too much stuff, I couldn't close it. Close the printer. Put the paper back in my drawer. I already feel better. And let's get some fairy lights on. It's bright in here, I'm not sure if you can see it. I got my little LED candle, which for some reason is made with real wax, which, I don't know, it's cute, I guess. One issue I have with my shelf at the moment is I'm using it to store my dog's toys because we had a little situation where he was guarding his toys quite a bit. So for now we've had to confiscate them so he doesn't get to have them on the floor. We will have to give it to him and then he can have it. I hate that, but at the same time I need him to be nice to my visitors. So, you know, that's what he gets for not behaving nicely. He's a teenager at the moment. Hopefully as he grows older and we stay on top of this, he'll be alright in future. I want to make sure that we give Klaus the best life he can possibly have. He's been rehomed before we rehomed him. I absolutely adore him. He is my boy and he's here for life. There's no doubt about that. My life is a million times better after he came into our lives. And I would not change it for anything in the whole wide world. That doesn't mean it's not challenging sometimes. And you know, with dogs like that, especially big dogs and teenage dogs, you gotta stay on top of them because otherwise they'll run your life. I say that, I'm not really good at being authoritative at all, so it's been a challenge to be perfectly honest with you. But sometimes we have challenges in life, that's alright. That is perfectly fine. It just means that sometimes we have to step up to the task, I guess. Now I'm rumbling. Can you see that I really don't want to tidy this desk? I am just like doing my absolute best to not have to do any work today. Alright, what are we doing?
Every summer, every winter, or every season, I'll be missing her. No matter how much time goes by, my love for her will never die. Lately I've been wondering why goodbyes can be this sweet, yet we still cry. With all the way it goes, our mistakes, my love for her will never change. 베개로 귀를 막아도 들어오는 네 목소리가 내 머릿속에 맴돌아. 아무리 잊으려 해도 온종일 너만 기억해. 네가 좋아했던 노래, 우리 다투던 말들, 사랑했던 말들, 텅 빈 방에 echo in the walls. 네 빈자리를 채우려 해도 난 알지 다 의미 없는 거. 너랑 같이 했던 사랑 하나뿐인걸. Didn't forget when living with you felt like I try but I can't get you out my mind. 난 사실대로 말할 뿐이야. 여전히 지금도 every summer, every winter, every season.
How are we liking the desk? This is a new wallpaper, by the way, on my monitor. I am listing them in my shop along with a few other mushroom octopuses or octopi. So definitely check that out if you're interested. I also did my partner Alan's area of the desk. He's gonna hate it, to be honest, because we are very different in the way we have our setup. So he's gonna see his keyboard there and be like, no, back there. And his mouse is charging, so I put it over there, but it's gonna go over on the mouse pad after. I would really love to have some lights up here, and so I think that's something we can do for our fall decor video. And I remembered I had these. I'm bending down a bit because the tripod is short. I bought these when I was first starting conventions. They are little fairy lights, and I think I paid like $20 US for a pack of 12 of them, and they're quite long as well. So I have a couple of pairs that I use for my artist alley and market setup. I also have a bunch of them that I've never even opened. So So I think these ones are really cute and we can use them for our fall decor project. It's gonna be really nice, I think. I'd love to make a garland for like over that door. And also maybe like for this shelf here to have something going on. I know, like if you look at this wall. Oh, you can't see it that well. Let me move you. You might be looking at this wall and thinking like, Evie, what is going on? You are an artist. Why is your wall so blank? I can't blame you for asking that. I ask myself the same thing every single day. I do want to get some decor on that wall. Maybe we'll need to do some illustrations and we can do a little bit of an art wall based on the seasons, maybe? Or maybe I'll use it for my video game concept art that's also coming up in some videos. I don't know. Fun things are happening, you know? But let's get back to tidying. Let's talk about this corner because it's not good. Hey, darling. Oh, we're hanging out. Talk about this corner. It's my corner of shame. I hide all the things I don't want the camera to see because it's a lot of stuff that I've just left undone. It hasn't been dealt with. So let's see what we got. In this box, seconds pins and kind of clearance items that are going into mystery boxes for my online shop. This stack of boxes over here are orders that have been returned to me, and more often than not they're returned to me like 6 months after they were sent out, and so I will have already sent out replacements for these boxes. But I don't know that for sure, like until I inspect the box. The issue is that when it comes back, the post office will cover up the original address of the receiver. I don't get it. But maybe I'll deal with those tonight. It won't be in this video, but I'll try and deal with them tonight. Over here, I got more products where the backing cards are ruined. Actually, you saw me tidying them up over there. This cart has postal supplies. Those postal supplies can now fit over there, so we can put them there instead. I got a little bit of yarn and stuff that I bought in for that autumn video. Yeah, do you like them? But the majority of items over here are enamel pins with damaged packaging, so I need to take them off the packaging. And that takes ages, so I just put it over here and then it never gets done. I'm gonna finish the video by dealing with this corner and a little bit of the bench over here as well. And then I think all our tasks will be done.
I went down to the city with a suitcase in my hand, looking for a better deal. I'm trying to find myself a plan, roaming around the streets, filling up some useless time. And if I'd seen her then and there, I would have asked her to be mine. Ooh, something to talk about.
I'm trying to get used to like keeping my hair down for a little bit of the day. I'm very much a, you know, tight bun kind of girl. I don't really want to cut it short again. I really enjoy having long hair. And one of the reasons I love having long hair is I like to put it up in a big ponytail and like big scrunchies. Which reminds me that I have a big thank you to send out because look at this. I got a present in the mail. Look at this. It's an enormous scrunchie and it's got dogs all over it. I love dogs. I love scrunchies. This was sent to me from a subscriber, so thank you so much to Lynn for sending me a present. You are so sweet. Honestly, this was such a cool surprise to get, and I don't think I've ever mentioned this in my videos, but like scrunchies are one of my favorite things in the world. I have a massive collection, but I don't have a single like XL size. This is so beautiful. Thank you so much. And she made this. Look. This is handmade. It's the most wonderful gift and I was so happy to receive it. Thank you so much. It was the coolest surprise in the world. I want to pop that on my sleeve now so that I remember to use it for my big up ponytail. I'm taking a bit of a break from cleaning up the corner over there and I wanted to do a little bit of planning with you. So I wanted to do a bit of a reset for October because when I'm filming this, we're actually only in the second week of September. I don't know, I always feel like I want to do a reset video, but I don't think about it until a few days after the new month has started and it sabotages me a bit. So I want to do one now. I woke up today feeling ready to kind of refresh my life. I wanted to do a big clean, a little bit of a clear out and do some planning. The first thing I want to do, and I got my books. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna zoom out a little bit so that you guys can see. And by zoom out, I mean I'm gonna roll back because I don't have a cool lens. So this is what we're gonna do. No, it looks weird, doesn't it? Why don't I just bring the camera down? Ah, screw it. Never mind, we're just gonna vibe with it. I want to start with working out a nice morning routine because right now, I don't know, I've gotten into this routine of waking up and then both Alan and I will sit down at a coffee table and we'll have a coffee for about an hour or something, just chatting. I feel like even if we were to do some other things at the start of the day, we would still have like a nice 30 minutes of having coffee before we go into the office where we're also chatting and hanging out throughout the day because we both work from home. We get that quality time together and I think we both feel like the reason we're in the kitchen having coffee is not because we need a break, it's because we're dreading some of the tasks that we have to do. So I think a good morning routine is to just embrace those tasks, get them done, and move on with the day in a productive manner. So for my morning routine, I've chosen a pen that doesn't work. What do I want my mornings to be? I want my mornings to be proactive. I want to do the things that are gonna make me feel like I'm on top of things and that's gonna make me feel like I'm ready for the rest of the day. Say, make me feel ready. So what are these things? The first one, and it's one that I'm genuinely so nervous about and it really causes me a lot of, I think almost anxiety in going out, and it's something that should be so easy to deal with. So I want to try and actually deal with it. It's walking my dog because he in the past has been very reactive to other dogs and to people. We don't have the issue with people anymore. He's chill, he's cool. But we're both really scared about walking him in public because of how he's reacted in the past. But I've taken him out every morning and he is so much better. Like yesterday, we walked past a French bulldog. Frenchies really set him off. But yesterday he was wonderful and beautiful. He walked straight past, so there's no real reason to dread this anymore. But it still terrifies me a little bit to walk him. I gotta deal with that. I prefer to deal with it, look it straight in the eye and kind of go from there. And I think in the mornings, it's easy to just say, oh, I'll just sit down for coffee first. And then half an hour will go past. So I want to start, the very first thing I want to do in my morning is I want to head straight to the bathroom, get presentable for walking outside. And then I'm gonna go straight out and walk Klaus. So I'm gonna say 6 a.m. out of the house. And if I leave the house at 6 a.m., I should be back home right around 7:30 a.m. So it's an hour and a half walk. So 7:30 a.m. I come home, I shower, and then gonna feed Klaus, have coffee with Alan. And then at 8:30, so I have a full hour to like have that shower, have coffee with Alan, feed Klaus, just spend a bit of quality time with my family. And then at 8:30, we can start work. I like that as a morning routine. I think that feels really nice. It's quite simple. I know it's simple, but simple is good. I enjoy simple. Another thing I want to add to my week is a reset routine. And I'm gonna do that every Sunday and Wednesday. What I want to do for the reset routine, what I want this reset routine to do is for me to check my schedule and plan ahead what content I'm gonna make for the next 3 to 4 days. It's also gonna be the day when I go grocery shopping and plan out my meals for the week or for the next 3 to 4 days. And when I do meal prep and my nails. So nails will probably only be Sunday. And that's about it. Just a nice and simple reset routine. I'm gonna allocate probably 3 hours to that in the evening on each of those. I think that should be sufficient. And also those are kind of nice and relaxing things to do. I like meal prepping, I like doing my nails and all that stuff. So in terms of goals for October, I've already made a little bit of a plan for that in my Notion. I'm doing a 31 days of spooky art challenge, which I'm really excited about. I'm going to be doing it here on YouTube. It will not be 31 individual videos like vlogmas. No, I am doing vlogmas this year, fingers crossed. And I wanted to do kind of a practice month where I upload a video every 2 to 3 days. So that's what I'm planning to do in October. It's gonna be hectic. And I want this challenge to teach me how to balance better being a YouTuber with running a full-time business. Because there's a lot of editing to do, and I think if I have to edit a video every 2 to 3 days, then I should be faster at it by the end of the challenge. So that's gonna be good. We're gonna do a mix of like creative stuff and business stuff. Kicking myself a bit that we haven't really done a lot of drawing on this channel. I think it's because I got myself into such a rut about, I just had so many tasks on my backlog that I haven't had time to do a lot of art for the past couple of months, and that kind of stinks. So I want to get better at balancing work and art more. Anyhow, that was my reset. Let's get back to work. Thank you for planning with me. Progress update. I am working my way through these pins, and I'm also doing a bit of Pinterest research on different things that we can do for our fall decor project idea. I really want to make a blanket and maybe some sweaters, but maybe those will have to be for other videos or other projects. So I'm trying to focus on like decor stuff. But let me show you this. I'm kind of scared to move it at the moment. These are the pins that I've freed from their broken packaging so far, and we're powering through. Alan is home, so him and Klaus are hanging out in the kitchen at the moment. We've ordered some Indian, and yeah, just working through these pins. I'll show you when I finish. Good morning, friends! We finished! Today is a Wednesday, and it's about 2 days since we filmed the original video. I've been tidying up like little bits and pieces that just took way longer than I thought they would, but we are done. Let's do a room tour. I'm going to show you all the different areas of my small business studio, and I'm also going to chat a little bit about the areas that are still in need of improvement, because there are a few of those as well, but that's okay. We made progress in this video, and I feel ready for October. Let's do it. Starting with my desk setup, and it is looking so much better and pretty and tidy. I'm excited to dive more into digital art and different versions of digital art, and kind of having a space where I can share my process in my reels and feeling like it's actually a nice and aesthetic setup. And I'm also happy that it looks nice and aesthetic, because that will motivate me to make more videos, both for like shorts and Instagram reel and TikToks, and for YouTube as well, for like nice big long shots. The other side, we're not going to talk about it because we have different styles. That's okay. That's okay. In terms of areas of improvement for this area, definitely the cables under my desk, and actually the areas under both of our desks need a lot of tidy up. And I'm not entirely sure how to do that. It might be that I get a bit of decoration for the cables, or it might be that maybe I'll get a big box and kind of get all the cables just organized in that box. They'll still look like chaos, but they'll be in a box, which, yeah, I like that idea, just hide it. There are also a few boxes sticking out from under my desk. I'm not entirely sure what to do with those either. I need those big boxes for wholesale orders. But in the future, I would like to find a different place to store these boxes. I also really hate the drawers that are under our desks. I would like those to be gone forever, but right now we need the storage space. But definitely in the future, if that changes, they'll be the first to go. I use those drawers, by the way. One of the units I use for cables and like spare parts and stuff for our tech. And the other one is for different types of paper that I use for my small business to make products and things. For this area here, it feels a lot cleaner and smoother. I added a little bit of decoration around the pegboard, like I added a garland and some things, and we also finally got up the donkey picture, which I love the donkey picture, so it had to come up. In terms of our computer setup as a whole, I really like it, but I would like to get some different like pieces of art up on that wall, or just some kind of decoration, so that's something I might work on in the future. The packing station is looking so much better. It's nice, it's light, it's tidy. Let's talk about the areas I love first. I love my Moonbin printer shelf. I love my Moonbin printers in general, but this shelf just makes me very happy. I love that my laptop fits in under this little shelf thingy, so I can just pull it out whenever I need to pack orders. It's very handy. And I like that I was somewhat able to cover or to conceal the camera lights. They are still visible, but they're not as offensive as they were before, I think. I'm really happy that I brought back the LOKLiK Heatpress again. I wasn't sure what my feelings about that would be, because I love the heat press, and part of me really wants it in the studio, so that is motivating me to make more products with it. Another part of me was just a bit reluctant to give up that chunk of space in the corner of my desk, even though it doesn't take a lot of space, but it's still, you know, it's still space, and space is precious at the moment. But I love having it here. I love tech, so I like having my little techie devices around me. I like the little pot of flowers on top of it. Obviously when I use it I'm gonna have to move that, but that's okay. Now let's talk areas of improvement. My first area of improvement is definitely the shelf below the desk. Right now I've got all these different boxes stored under there and they're just poking through and I really don't like it. And then it's all the areas below, like at the bottom of the shelf, both under the shelf itself and like on that first top shelf. It's just looking a bit messy and I would like to clear that up. However, I think the only way to really do that is to get rid of the products, which means running, like maybe I'll make them into mystery bags for my shop. Maybe I'll run a bit of a sale. I have a lot of stuff. I've restocked like everything. So right now it is a bit more packed, but Christmas is coming up. You have to restock. So I'm hoping that like in January, February time, it'll be a bit less full in here. Other than that, I'm really happy with this zone, but let me know if you see anything that you think could be improved or if there's a particular area that you really like. One thing I wanted to touch on as well is this little stepping stool with all the pins on it. These ones I put over there so that I will not ignore it anymore. Basically, these are all the enamel pins that I want to take new seasonal photos of for my online shop. And once they've been photographed, they can go back into the pin shelves. So that's not a big issue in terms of finding space for them. I do have the space, but I need to set aside time to do some photos. So maybe I'll have to do that this week, you know, start my photo shoot series. My corner of shame is definitely looking a lot better. There is still work to do here, and I'm not entirely sure when I'll have time to do it. What I did was all the things that would not get damaged in the shed outside, I moved outside. But there are still some items left here that I don't want to put in the shed outside because winter is coming, there's going to be a lot of humidity. So I don't want the products to get damaged. I have a lot of plushies in this corner. I have my sewing machine. I don't want any of that to get damaged. So for now, I'm going to keep it here. When winter arrives though, I will need to find a different space for them because some of it is covering up my heater and I can't have stuff in front of the heater. My little corner over here is one of my absolute favorite spots and it's actually my dream to make this into a seating area that I can film videos in. For now, I have too much inventory, it's not possible. But who knows, in a year, 2 years, 3 years, maybe we'll get there. This big unit is being used to store my plushie keychains of the Lottles. It also has a few leftover beanies, which I imagine will go during winter, who knows. And some zipper pouches as well that are not up in my shop yet, so I need to photograph them, get some nice photos. Areas of improvement for this one in particular is going to be relatively easy because this big stack of tote bags that I have here are actually shipping out to Deep Sea Dreamer backers. We're still waiting on the enamel pins, but once they arrive, I can hopefully ship out these tote bags, free up the space, and get products to my backers. Aspects I love in this area are the plants against the brick wall. I love my little clay oven, which is actually like a mini pizza oven if you're curious, but I use it for polymer clay projects. And I love the lamp. It took me a long time to find this lamp. I love it. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to my channel and giving the video a big thumbs up. I'm always happy to answer any questions you might have about running a small business, working from home, setting up a home studio, anything like that. So if you have a question for me, feel free to leave it in the comments. I reply to every single comment and I would love to hear from you. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you're excited for the October series we're doing, and I hope the video inspired you to do your own October reset if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching and I will see you next time. Bye!